Hello. Wait, I forgot I changed my thing. Um, Here, let me edit my VTube Studio first, real quick. I forgot to change all this. Wait, 1 second. 1 second. I'll be right here, and then chat is gonna go on. Okay, chat's gonna go right. Okay, right there. Okay, perfect. Okay. um. Alrighty, we are gonna be playing a game called um My Name Is You, and it's the only unusual thing about me. English or Spanish. Wait, actually, low key, I don't know what that meme is. I've heard people say that. I don't know what that means though. I don't, I literally, I always think like English or Spanish. Like, well, it depends. What language is it? Like, are we supposed to be speaking? So I don't know what that meme is. um, Actually, let me look it up right now, real quick. Hold on. English or Spanish meme. Um, hold on. Bibio game. Yeah, we're playing a Bibio game. First, I'm looking up what English or Spanish means because I don't know the meme. I've heard people say it. I just don't know what it means. Um, the English or Spanish meme is approach to a person, man or boy, and ask them a question. Whoever is being asked is going to be a part of the question. If they say English, they speak English, or speak Spanish, they speak Spanish. And you say whoever moves first is gay, or say that in Spanish. Okay. Okay. Anyways, um, yeah. So we'll be playing. My Name Is You, and it's the only unusual thing about me. I don't, the little dancing emoji. Um, I have no idea what this game is or what it's about. I just know that it has mixed reviews. I looked on Steam. Some people were like, "Oh, it's a fun game. Like, don't go in with like crazy expectations. Like, it's okay." And other people were like, "This is a useless game." So, I don't know what it is. It came with a bundle that I bought. Um, should I play in Russian? But yeah, I don't know what to expect. I'm in missing calm. I also played through a Bibu game. Oh, what game did you play today? It's always like, wait.
It may seem
Oh,
that the story of you is chaotic. However, in reality, it is not. The more stories you pass through, the more likely you will be to piece it into one whole picture. Use every possible opportunity. The truth is somewhere close.
As Dusk Falls. That game sounds familiar. All right, My Name Is You, and it's the only unusual thing in my life. Oh, it's the only unusual thing in my life, not about me. I have to change my title. Don't look at it. New story.
I suppose I will start at the very beginning.
Okay, I'm like, do I click?
Chapter 1.
Someone said the story was kind of boring because of the narration, and I don't know if that's true or not.
Once upon a time, there lived you.
That's me.
Despite his unusual name, his life was hardly any different from others. It was an unusually usual day when he was getting ready to go to work. 2 hours of sleep. What a formality, he said to himself, glancing at his watch.
The narration kind of turns me off immediately. I know. I don't know if I could turn off
He
the
was used to
narration.
working at night, just as he was used to never having days off.
I hope that it doesn't get
That
narrated the
morning,
whole
the
time.
buttons on his shirt were.
Oh, I clicked it out too
This
fast.
was not by chance. The tear-off calendar boldly declared Friday, April 3rd. It reminded him that there were only 3 workdays before his holiday, and there was no room for mistakes.
We're on holiday right now. At least I am for Labor Day.
His room in a communal apartment was not very big, so it did not take him long to pack. Having got dressed, he sat down on the sofa. His eyes He quietly walked past
I just
the
noticed that
neighbor's
you're
room
in black and
into
white.
the
Yeah, I'm black and white. I have a slight, besides the black and white, I also have a little bloom effect, which is why my
Someone
eyes are
was
glowing a little
snoring
extra
loudly
today.
in the furthest room,
But if that's distracting,
which
let me know.
caused
I
them
can like
to
turn that
smile
off.
for
I was just
seconds.
playing with the settings, trying to match the aesthetic of this game as close as possible.
He walked up to the front door and accidentally stepped on a pile of letters. Picking up the envelopes, he saw his name on one of them.
You know, I love black and white stuff when it's
You
done well.
automatically put it in his pocket.
No, you're fine.
and
Okay,
walked
good.
out.
Thank you, thank you. And I'm going to this
The
game
thought that next
with not
Sunday,
high expectations,
a
but
huge
like
stone would be removed
the expectation
from
that
the
I'll have a
entrance
good
to the
time.
crypt of his existence by the power of labor legislation kept you going.
Oh, okay, interesting. Hurry to work. I'll read the letter.
Glancing at the address line, a chill went through Yu's body for a split second. From Darina.
Who's that?
Yu was confused by the seal on the envelope, indicating the place of departure. No leave grad. Is she really coming back to Cannot? Yu wondered.
the voice acting is kind of a little monotone. Is she really
My
coming back
doctor's
to
suspicions
Grandma?
are confirmed. I have the same disease that struck you. I thought it over and decided that we need to break up. It may seem that things like that should bring
I'm already
people
losing my
closer,
girlfriend.
but it would be unfair
I'm not
to
even like
myself.
10 minutes into the stream.
We can have our last date on the morning of April 3rd in the Seafront Cafe. And then I will leave Cannot and go abroad.
My girl, I'm being dumped.
He felt dizzy.
That's a Kumo record. I'm speechless. This is starting to sound like caveman. Like 8 minutes. Yeah, I'm not. Oh my god, I'm barely under 10 minutes stream and an hour. I've already been dumped. I go to the cafe. Why not? Let's see my girlfriend.
Although you suffered from excessive hypochondria, he really had an incurable illness.
What's excessive hypochondria? I feel like I've heard of it, but I have no idea what it is.
He clearly remembered the day when he heard the diagnosis. Since that moment, he stopped counting new birthmarks on his body. He seemed shaken up after reading the letter, but not surprised.
Wait, I'm gonna take a drink of my
He
bubble
tried to
real quick.
squeeze
I got
it
milk tea
to
earlier.
see
It's a little
if he was
strawberry milk
still
tea.
capable of showing emotions. Alas, he just welled up a little. You decided that it was because he had drunk a large amount of coffee, which dehydrated his already dried up body.
Hypochondria is being afraid of getting sick. Is it really?
Approaching the seafront, he tried to spot Darina. It did not take him long to find her. There she was.
The writing for
happy
this game
to-
kind of reminds me of like a middle
She
schooler's writing
probably
when
had
they're like
no
writing a
clue
story.
How much he appreciated. her
Oh, I
starting
see.
the
Being afraid of germs and
conversation.
yucky stuff in germs. Oh, okay. Oh, it's kind of like what's her name
Usually,
from
you
the
are
show
late.
Shameless? There's like a lady who's like super duper afraid of germs and stuff.
I am tired. I hope you understand me.
I am tired. I hope you understand me. A little voice acting.
But he did not.
Oh, gee, yes, Sheila. Yeah, Sheila is her name. I love. To be honest, I really love that character.
Having overcome his anxiety, he squeezed out a handful of words.
Ask her to stay. Agree with parting. Please, I need bitches. I need hoes.
Wait,
I can't be maidenless.
let's try once more. Too late. I have put up with my life for the sake of old age. Now, there will be no old age. There had always been a gap of
So,
misunderstanding.
is she just saying that she was with me more as a comfortable thing than like because she actually loved me?
He had embraced his illness long ago, and resignedly yielded to his ailment with a loud, "Make yourself at home." It seemed that he had become closer to his illness than to Darina.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
He got distracted thinking about himself. And
I love
missed
Sheila
the
so
meeting.
much. She also has agoraphobia too. This game doesn't exactly feel human made. I don't know. I just heard this
Reflections
game
on
is
how
very
he lived his
strange
life
and to
from the
not take it
very
super
beginning,
seriously.
but
So I don't know.
faded
I don't
into
know.
others.
I'm kind of tempted to try their other games because the creator of this game also worked on a couple other games. I think
He
they're
was
like
not
pixel
ready to renew
type of
his
games.
relationship with himself.
Like a bag of milk within a
So,
bag of milk within a
he
bag of
ran
milk
to the
or something like that.
grass
Like they will have weird
with the
names. I
tumbles
want
of
to try
the
them all
past
because they just seem
and
interesting.
sifted through his crucified palms.
So I don't know. Maybe it's one of those type of games where like there's like a deeper meaning or
I'm
something
sorry. I have made my
with like
decision.
how it's telling
I
a
don't know
story.
why I arranged this meeting. She paid for the bill and left.
My girlfriend.
You froze in place, at first not daring to say anything, and then resigned himself to the role of a scapegoat thrown into the unknown. For some reason, he saw something noble in their breakup. You were sure that he went to work immediately after the meeting. But when he came to his senses, he realized that he was on an unfamiliar street, cloaked by dust.
I don't know. I might be a bit biased because the game I told you about earlier had a great story and great ride. you just finished like
Despite the
that
fact
game
the street
and you're like,
seemed
oh, chef's
perfect,
kiss, and you come
he
onto
felt
stream
someone's
and you're like,
heavy presence.
what the fuck is this? I might be a little
Turning
bit too
to a
critical. No, it's
rustle
okay.
of
I think it's
back.
okay to be critical about games,
You impaled his chest on a knife.
especially if you
squeezed
come
the
from
hands
like
of a long familiar
just playing
figure.
a good. Oh my god, I can't talk. If you just came from playing a really good game, there's kind of like
Greetings
I don't
from
know.
the
I like had no idea what to
past.
play still because I'm like I want to give myself a little break from Baldur's
Whether from
Gate.
pain or
So I was
surprise,
like, this
you
game has
could
an
not
interesting
utter a
name, so
single
maybe I'll play
word.
this one first. Wait, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound like. Oh no, you're fine, you're fine. I'd be like
The
that too, where
murderer
I'd be like,
carefully took out
what
the
is this
blade
game?
and laid your motionless body on the ground. Blood flowed through the cold mosaic of
Wait.
paved stones.
I wasn't paying attention. Am I dying?
The corners of Yu's mouth spread into a smile.
I got a achievement called Greetings from the Past. I died? I just died? Hold on. Wait. Can I skip through like the you? What the fuck? Game of the year. Wait, let me see if I can turn off the narration real quick. Voice, okay. Voice off. English, okay. So then I can read at least. I'll pay attention for sure if I'm reading, and then I can practice my reading. Okay, new story, I guess. I suppose this will be start at the very. I suppose I will start at the very beginning. Chapter 1. 10 out of 10. Once upon a time, there lived you. Despite his unusual name, his life was. I'll skip this part. We got through this. 2 hours of sleep. 2 hours of sleep. What a formality. That's such a weird rate. What a formality. Okay. Friday, April 3rd. Shout out to anyone whose birthday is April 3rd. It's about to get even better now that that jump. Oh my god, I cannot read. Fuck. It's about to get even better now that Jump's narrating. Kumo, not Jump. I was like, who's Jump? And then Kumo's narrating. Somebody was snoring loudly in the furthest room, which caused you to smile for some reason. Okay, I read this part. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna hurry to work. No, it's my fault. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. You're good. The trip to work took him by several blocks. He considered early morning to be an extremely pleasant time of the day. Universal euphoria. Although euphoria usually precedes inevitable death. Wait, hold on. You guys can't see that, but it says death. Here, let me make myself a little smaller real quick. See, I'm tiny. Oh, unless I just do like my head. I'll be like right there. Or should I be like right in the middle? No, I'll be right here. Okay, there we go. As soon as he went into the park, he saw a kid in ragged clothes running away from a pack of stray dogs. Oh my god. Disembodied head Kumo is scary. That's gonna be my Halloween costume now. His eyes caught a swiftly ticking clock hand. Help, step back. I'm gonna help the kid. Even though he had been scared of dogs since childhood, he was going to run to the kid's aid. But the latter stumbled and fell down onto the pavement, and the dogs lost all interest in him. You had nothing to do with the outcome of events, but he was filled with the pride for his desire to help the boy that he did not even know. It made him my brain's resetting. It made him to come up to the kid, who was sitting on the ground with a bloody knee and toothless smile, not because of the fall, but due to his age. Yu was about to give the kid a handkerchief with his initials on it when he noticed it had fresh traces of his own blood, so he just asked, "Can I do something for you?" Kid, "Thank you, sir, I'm okay." They did not hurt me. Oh, wait, they did not mean to hurt me. At that moment, you saw his boss in the distance and hurried to work, shouting a quick, "Be careful," over her shoulder. Okay. On the way to the office, the thought about how strange it felt to be addressed as sir bounced around his head. Although he had passed a 30-year-old milestone, he felt closer to the kid with the bloody knee than to the sirs of any kind, even the least important of them. To be honest, that's me too. I'm at work sometimes, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm an adult. Like, I'm an adult. I'm just a teenage 20-something-year-old, you know? You went up 3 flights of stairs and found himself on the floor. It was the office of the insurance company where he worked. Real, getting old sucks. I'm almost 30. Oof. Well, not oof, sorry. I want to say oof, but like, yeah, getting old sucks. Especially because, like, you feel young, you know? Like, you don't feel like, I don't know, like, how does it feel to get old? How, like, at what age are you like, oh, I'm old, you know? Hey, I get mangled. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to come off that way, like, oof. The door was unlocked. Was he late? He tried to walk in, but he was stopped by a stranger. Busybody. Wait, where are you going? Before you could give a proper response to the cad, his boss came up the stairs, struggling to catch his breath, and did it himself. Boss, let him in. They both entered the office, and the boss walked you to his desk, where he explained the situation to him in private. Oh, what situation? What's going on? That is Frank, my distant relative. He needs to do an internship, so he's going to work here for a while. As who? As a security guard. I almost read that secretary. To avoid any further questions, the boss turned around and went to his office. An internship as a security guard in an insurance company, fitting in 2 rooms. Ridiculous. If I was blessed with a writing talent, I would definitely immortalize this, thought you. Sorry, I was like thinking of a connection real quick, because like, if I was blessed with a writing talent, I would definitely immortalize it. I feel like, real quick, I have a theory, because of course this game says play through it multiple times, get the full story. I think this game is going to be something similar to like in Gatsby. Like, for example, in The Great Gatsby, if you read the actual book, the writing kind of sucks a little bit, right? Like the events that are being told aren't in chronological order, and sometimes they don't make sense of why they were added. And like there's descriptions in there that don't make sense. There's a lot of like opinions that the because the whole book is in the perspective of like what's his name, the main guy and everything, right? And so there's a lot of opinions in there too that don't really make sense. And the whole book is basically supposed to be like, oh, this guy's shit at writing, but he wrote this book about Gatsby, right? And I feel like this game is kind of similar along that lines of like you slash, well, you know, like the character you in this game is probably trying to write out everything that's happened to him, kind of. And the reason why it's like shitty is because he doesn't have like a good writing skill, you know, like he doesn't know how to say how everything happened, right, in like a proper way. He's just kind of like, this happened, and I felt like this, and then this happened, and then, you know, stuff like that. Dress hip hoppy and say, how do you do, fellow kids? I feel like I do that sometimes already. I go with my cousins, and I'm like, what's up? And they're kind of like, oh, nothing. And I feel bad because I'm like, well, how's school going? And then at that moment I'll feel like, oh my god, I'm like my aunts and my uncles when they go, how's school going, bucko? Yeah. Being able to write well is a good skill to have for a plethora of reasons. Yeah, it's true. I feel like my writing skills have kind of like dropped a little, to be honest, and I feel bad because I'm just like, man, I haven't like written like anything in like a while. Being able to write well is a good skill. Oh wait, sorry, I already read that part. Whoopsie. You got down to some clerical work. He found a moment and took the morning letter out of his pocket. Glancing at the address line, a chill went through Yu's body for a split second. From Darina. Say plethora again. Plethora? Right? Oh! Plethora! Plethora of reasons. Plethora! Wait. Right? Plethora? Plethora? For a plethora of reasons. That word doesn't sound real now. Oh. Plethora. Saved. Plethora. Wait, do you emphasize is it plethora or plethora? Plethora. Anyways, you was confused by the seal on the envelope indicating the place of departure. Noleavergrad. Noleavergrad. Oh my god, I can't read that. Is she really coming back to Cannot? He said out loud. It's interesting too that like his name is you, and he's also living in Cannot. You cannot. I wonder if there's like a message. Hold on. Suddenly there was a curious voice saying, "Who's coming?" You did not answer and continued reading. Dear you, my doctor's suspicions are confirmed. Oh wait, we already read this letter. He felt dizzy. You cannot speak English well. I cannot at all. I'll stay at work because I know what happens at the cafe already. Another working day turned into night. The newly appointed watchman dozed off his improvised post, an ordinary chair at the entrance to the office. Yu was sitting at his sturdy desk, imagining again and again how the shelves stocked with books on the jurisprudence would break loose due their own weight from the variable concrete and break his head. Oh my god. Allowing himself a little break, Yu took his diary from the table drawer and made a note. Okay. I never took a plate of soup at school lunches, even when I really wanted to. I was afraid to spill it in front of everyone before I could put it on my table, which seems to be my life's pattern. Interesting. Okay, so self-loathing here. She's Mexican. Excuse. Yes, English wasn't my first language, you know. I spent at least 5 years of my life thinking Spanish is the only language in the world. And then I was very shocked when I entered kindergarten. Feeling some satisfaction from writing that, he resumed work. I will give you the pass, maybe. Potentially. There was a rustling of the janitor's broom, and the trill of birds outside the window, more accurate than the clock, you thought. Chapter 2. Ooh, Chapter 2. Okay. On the second day of work, every sip of coffee came out of his nose as blood. Huh? Covering his nose with his hands, you went to the restroom. Cough. Oh. Excuse me, I wish I could narrate a little fast. Wait. Excuse me, I wish I could narrate a little faster and keep you from getting bored, but it's difficult in my condition. Let's continue. Returning to his workplace, you saw Frank sitting at his table and leafing through his personal diary. Such a violation of personal boundaries, it seemed, but it was about... Sorry. Such a violation of personal boundaries, it seemed, was about to put you out of temper. I'll snatch it back. You gripped his diary and unexpectedly for himself pushed Frank to the wall, knocking the chair out from under him. I hope he doesn't die. The shelves above Yu's desk shook and fell on Frank, lying in a fetal position, covering his head with his hands. Oh my god, I hope he doesn't die! Yu did not hear the sound of the shelves falling. There was nothing but inner noise in his head. Engulfed with the righteous anger, you stood over the defeated guard. The holes from his missing parquet boards under his head were slowly filled with crimson stream. Oh my god, did I just murder someone? Murder. I just killed someone. Rip Bozo. Okay, so far I've died and then I've killed someone. What the fuck? You. Wait, oh, I want to see what would happen if I didn't do that. Okay, skipping all this. I wish there was a way to skip it a little faster. Cough, cough. Sometimes I'll talk to my bosses and I'll be like, can I go home early? And they'll be like, are you sick? And I'll be like, yeah, cough, cough. And they'll be like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And they just tell me to go sit back down. I'll just take mine. You, give it to me. Murder someone is less than 30 minutes. I feel like I always accidentally hurt someone or murder them in my streams. I don't mean to. I mean well. But I just have a tendency to accidentally kill someone. Thank God that doesn't happen to me outside of stream. Frank, here, take it. I was curious. I do that too, except I have actual conditions I can lie about being I was gonna say lucky, but like maybe not lucky, but like at least you get to leave based off those conditions. The best I can do is tell my boss I'll have a headache on a specific day. I'll be like, oh, so, like he'll be like, oh, do you want to come in on like a Saturday or something to work overtime or something? And I'll be like, no, I have a headache that day. Dark urge builds. In a moment, you hid his diary in the drawer of his desk. Frank, I am sorry if I offended you. The incident seemed to be over, but Frank's intrusive nature got the better of him. Can I ask you a question? Why does everybody in your notes die? Huh? What do you mean? I want to know the answer too. Perhaps the lack of communication affected you. Unexpectedly for himself, he answered the question directly. Death Note. I'm not sure, but it seems to me that the desire to kill a self-protagonist in the text takes roots in the desire to alienate the described situations from a real self. That's a really deep answer. Like, just for it being on top, like a not thought of, oh my god. Ah! For it not being like a rehearsed answer, that's very thought out. You said it as he had prepared an answer to this question long time ago. Oh, okay. You said it as if he had prepared an answer to this question a long time ago, or at least he had thought about it before. Silence set in. Frank was embarrassed by his answer and tried to look understanding. Well, more like that it's just easier to kill. The office phone rang. Answer. It's probably my job, right, to answer? As soon as you came up to the phone, the ringing stopped. He barely returned to his desk when the phone rang again. Frank redemption arc soon. Answer. As soon as you came up to the phone, the ringing stopped. What? He barely returned. Okay, one more time. Persistence? What the? Walking Dead reference. Okay, if I ignore the call. The ringing bored into his skull. You was buzzing together with the receiver. You involuntarily took off, but his head was starting to spin, and he was seeing dark spots. Holding onto the railing, you slid down the stairs and jumped out into the street. He ran into his boss at the door, who stood there smoking. Go to the bed now. Oh, sorry. I can't read. Go to bed now. You can give me the rest of the papers tomorrow. He did not have any strength left to work anyways. I wish my boss was chill like that. Although he left some things in the office, you was not in a hurry to go back. He sat down on the doorstep to rest. His vision was not particularly keen on the second day, so it took him a while to recognize a familiar face. You livened a little. A welcoming grin appeared on his face. You. Hi, Max. Why are you not at work? Oh my god, I don't know why it's so hard for me to read some of these. Max. I dismissed my student a little early. How are you feeling? As usual, another night shift. If I was your father, I would have fired you long ago. What will be left for me then? Max answered with a question. Do you want me to take your shift? Yes. Let me go home. They let me go, but there's still a lot of work to do. Okay. I'll talk to your father. Don't you dare. Max had a fit of grunting cough, to Yu's surprise. Max tried to hide it very hard, but you noticed blood on his palm, which he quickly hid in his pocket. Is it just anyone I'm upset about, like, dies, basically? You decided to play along with his old friend, pretending that the latter had not given his secret away. Max tried to quietly wipe the traces of blood with the handkerchief, the corner of which was still visible from the pocket of his coat. The handkerchief was way too familiar. It was Darina's handkerchief. This son of a bitch is sleeping with my girlfriend. Do not show. What was that? What was that, Max? Huh? What do you got there? What was that? What do you mean? I have a cold. There have been draughts in my classroom for the last 3 days. You look at his own hands, counting his fingers. Boring, but quite expected. They were all there. What? He was clearly weaker than his friend was, but having lost control of himself, he grabbed Max by the front of his shirt, which led to a clumsy brawl. Max pushed you against his shoulder in an attempt to break away. Because of an insult or uneven stones in the pavement, you lost his balance and fell down, hitting the curb with the back of his head. As if examining a painting, you fixed his dying look on his fingers and counted them. He counted them again and again. What? I think you spreading tuberculosis through his girlfriend. I hope not. So, okay, so I feel like with a little more context now to what's going on. So I think everything that's happening so far is the notes you has in his diary. So he's just writing out basically like different stories about himself, and ultimately someone or himself ends up dying at the end because how he explained it, like it's just easier to kill them and stuff. And I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I'm slow. I can see things. I have like a little pin board in my head and I'm pinning all the like I'm connecting the dots with each other, you know. But that guy's sleeping with my girlfriend. What the fuck? Chapters. Let's do chapter 2 again real quick. So this is basically a watered down HP Lovecraft. Yeah. He's probably dealing with like maybe like some sort of like self-loathing, depressive like issue or something. Cause I feel like if the main character's name is you, and then also he's living in a town named Cannot, then I'll take mine. I feel like that kind of pieces together something of like an internal feeling he has. It's interesting that every time... Ooh, I'll keep silence this time. Frowning, you ignored the question of the self-styled guard. The office phone rang. Okay, let me see if it works now. Answer the call. As soon as you came up from the phone, the ringing stopped. Okay. He rarely returned to his desk when the phone rang again. I wonder if by chance... Sorry, I'm going to analyze this a little bit. I wonder if by chance this part of the game where every time the phone rings, you go to pick it up, like it doesn't work. I wonder if that's like something that he feels like is a pattern of like what's going on with him. Of like, oh, every time he tries to do something, he doesn't get the chance because it stops. Like he feels like something is stopping it. You know, so like in this case, it's literal where like it's the pattern of like, oh, the phone's ringing. I'm going to stand up, go get it. It stops ringing. And it's like a very useless pattern. Like you can do it as many times as you want, but it's not going to lead anywhere because there's no solution to it. And I wonder if this is a moment where he feels like that, and like he has like if that's a pattern that is present in his life, you know, of like him trying to break a pattern, but it's always there and it's a useless, redundant pattern. Howdy, what's the game plan today? We're playing an interesting game about a character named Yu, and I think he's depressed. I think the author just has a disease that makes it hard for him to interact with people, meaning he has to write and worry about what happens when he does talk to people. That's true too. That's also a good perspective. It's probably like a mix of like a little bit of everything, right? Because if he has a chronic illness, oh, maybe that redundant pattern kind of goes into that too, of like since he finds it hard to interact with people, he keeps trying to do it, but then it never gets a good response, or like it never gets quite like the solution he needs, you know? I don't know. So okay, so far this is a little interesting. I'm glad I took off the narrator though. I wasn't the fan of the narrator, but so far the game is kind of mildly interesting. I'll ignore the call again. Oh, this guy is scared of AC units too. The ringing bored him into this. Okay, next part. So far, Turkey, I've died twice, and I've accidentally killed a man. So we'll see how this goes. Holding on to the railing. Okay, that. Okay, next part. I'm skipping this part, Turkey, because we already read through it once. He recognized a familiar face. You livened a little, and a welcoming grin appeared on his face. So am I friends with Max or not? Because Max seems to not like me, unless Max is trying to get rid of me to stay for sure with Darina. But isn't Darina breaking up with me already at this point? Also, she lost her girlfriend in less than 10 minutes. I did. My girlfriend broke up with me less than 10 minutes into stream, and then I found out this motherfucker Max is stealing my girlfriend. Okay, if I were your father, I would have fired you a long time ago. So, it's interesting, because why would I be so happy to see Max if he's, like, this hurtful to me, you know, like... And it's also interesting, too, what will be left for me in the end? What will be left for me, then? Max answered with a question. Do you want me to take your shift? No, thank you. Okay, let's see what happens. This kind of on brand, not gonna lie. Friend zone, rejected, widowed, and now cooked. Cooked food. No, no. No, thank you. You quickly said goodbye and left. He heard some painful cough behind his back, and his lips let out a grin of satisfaction. Coming home, he could barely stand on his feet. Notwithstanding his lack of sleep and fatigue, he could not fall asleep. The day flashed in his head on repeat. As for the breakup, he did not see himself as a victim. Oh, okay. On the contrary, the entire duration of the relationship with Dorina, you wondered, why does she love him? Drained of all strength and weak in spirit from birth? Oh my god. He did not anymore. Dizziness and pain subsided. At some point, he even thought about calling a doctor just to make sure that he was still alive. But sleep took its toll. Chapter 3. Oh my god, I've survived till chapter 3. Sad single Pringle. If the author works a office job, then he might have a fever of some sort and might not be thinking clearly and writes it down. Oh, that's true too. I wonder how much of the story is like fictional to him and how much is true. Like how much of this life, if it is like things being written down in like a diary, for example, how much of this is being taken like from reality? Like for example, did he, like, let's say with the route of like the route I'm on right now, right? When I fought with Frank for the diary, is the true situation that happened was me just asking for the diary back, but the imaginary situation was me grabbing it and accidentally killing him. Like, oh, if I grab the diary, like what, I don't know how to explain it. I think what I've noticed so far is any situation where he tries to kind of stand up for himself, it kind of falls flat on him, whether he dies or someone else dies, right? Because every situation where he's taken a safe route of like, oh no, don't take my shift, or like you let you just ask Frank for the diary and stuff like that, right? Like all those situations end up fine, but anytime you kind of like, you has the strength to kind of be like, no, like, I'm gonna stand up for myself, I'm gonna do this, like someone dies. And I wonder if that's the fear of like, you know how people want to control other people's actions, of like, oh, I don't want to say this to someone because they're gonna get mad or upset, but like you can't control someone's reaction, right? But I think you is trying to keep the peace of like, oh, I'm too scared to do this because if I do, someone might get hurt, or maybe like worst case scenario, someone's gonna die, right? Kind of thing. He could be afraid of his own urge to hurt people. Yeah, that too. Because if he has the idea of like, or the initial idea of like wanting to kill someone, but not wanting to kill them too, like, I don't know. There's a lot of things so far, but I think it's interesting. The alarm went off. You face a new day with weakness in his legs and a throbbing headache. All night long, he had been haunted by a painfully familiar nightmare. However, when he woke up, all tangible images dissolved, leaving only a nasty precipitate. His body led him to the kitchen in search of caffeine. Despite the early hours, he found his boss there. Boss, how are you feeling? You heard the question, but ignored it because of his sleepy state. Wait. I fell asleep at work? How difficult is it to answer? Oh. It sounded like everything that could go wrong is going wrong and he's losing it. Probably this might be like, he might be entering like a manic, I mean not like a manic state, but like a like he's going through like an episode or something. You was pleased to hear the words of concern even coming that way. I'm sorry, father. Oh, okay. A cup of Yu's hand is inevitably filled with bloody coffee. You look like shit. Oh my god. I feel like it. I do not want to lose my last son, even someone like you. His father had his old wool suit on and was about to leave for work. You do not have to go to the office today. Get some rest. Can I save? I don't know if I can. Oh, I don't think I can save. I have to keep going. That's fucked up. Okay, so you probably, because they mentioned too that you does have like an illness, the what was it, hydromitochondria, right? And he was something like that. So he's like chronically ill, but he's also, so okay. Not only is he facing, oh my god, there's like kind of a lot of layers to this game. Actually, I didn't expect to like try to analyze it. I heard very minimal about this game, but I think it's just tuberculosis. Is it? Did I miss that part? I'm like trying to remember what everything in this game is. Well, he's like chronically ill, right? At least at this point, or like if not chronically, like just ill, right? And so he's facing both an internal like struggle, like a physical internal struggle, and then he's also facing the external pressures and stuff like that. So I think he's just on all fronts getting like attacked, right? It sounds exactly like a TB. To be honest, I don't know the symptoms. Oh, it sounds exactly a TB. I don't know the symptoms of TB, to be honest. I'm not. It's funny. I work in the medical field, and I like know very few like illness symptoms. But so, okay, so he's just basically getting like, yeah, basically getting attacked on all fronts of like internal, external, like mentally, physically, and everything. The main symptom of TB is coughing blood, I believe. Oh, I see. Okay. Go to work, rest. You also look horrible. Yeah, I look like shit apparently. I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna make my dad proud. Papa. You do not tell anyone about this. I'm gonna tell you confidentially. He believed that the disease manifested itself most fiercely when he went to bed. That was why he did not like sleep. His night's fantasies became crazier with time. Every dream seemed to him a step closer to insanity. In order to control himself, he regularly looked at his hands, at the clock hands. He walked out of the door and noticed a stranger near the opposite house. That stranger was an identical copy of you, as if his long lost twin. You froze and watched him. Wait, that's like a bad sign, isn't it? The door was half open, and he saw a pretty girl and a little boy, probably the same age as the kid behind it. The newlywed appeared copy of you smiled, said goodbye to his family, and disappeared. This is adding so many layers. Hold on. Weakness, coughing, internal bleeding. Oh my god, maybe it is TB then. Need more yummy drink. Will be your okay. That's crazy. Okay, so the wife is probably Darina, and the young boy is probably the boy, right? That like was chased by like wolves. So I wonder if none of this is real then, maybe, and this is like just a story being written by a different version of him. Maybe like if there's a real version of you, right? Like maybe there's one where. So, like, he's living in the reality where he has, like, a daughter and kid. Actually, no. Maybe he's writing about how he would want to have a daughter. Or, sorry, a wife and kid. Not daughter, sorry. Wife and kid. I don't know. It'd be interesting if it's both things. Either he does have that life, but he also has a version of him where he self-agonizes or self-pities himself. You know what I mean? And like writes it down, and we're seeing that diary of what's being written down. Or if this like doppelganger we're seeing is just the life he wishes he had, and it's like a fantasy of him wanting to like spy on like what would my life be like if I had this. So instead of him blatantly writing down this is the ideal life I would want, it's more like he himself is spying on someone who has a version of him that has the life he wants. You know, I don't know. It's one or the other. I'm gonna find out. Back with bourbon. Oh my god. The yummy drink. I'm gonna spy on the double. I want to see what's gonna happen. You decide to follow the imposter, but having a doppelganger, right? Like you're supposed to die, right? He was filled with excitement and almost childish curiosity. Use Assiduous attempts not to give himself away were unwarranted. His double had no intention of turning around. The pavement. The slums. The sounds of the heartbeat of a whale. A straight path led them to the railway station. Suddenly, the second you turned back in the direction of the original, but the latter went unnoticed. The station was unusually empty. The double went to the counter and bought a ticket. You, without much hesitation, waited for a convenient moment and went up to the same window. You. I would like the same ticket at the same time. A heavy, apathetic cashier automatically held out the requested ticket without batting an eyelid. The ticket said 8 o'clock. The train was about to arrive. The double sat on the bench near the right track. You stayed at a distance, keeping an eye on him. You was so excited that the illness fell into the background. The train rattled in the distance. The double got up and walked to the edge of the platform. You came close to him, forgetting about precautions. Oh no. Yes, he had decided to start a conversation. He was going to do it in the car, so the double could not escape. Sounds of a train arriving. Oh no, I don't have a good feeling about this. Before he realized what was happening, the double threw himself under the moving train. You choked from horror. His feet seemed glued to the platform. Everything around him froze. In a moment, hysterical screams of eyewitnesses pierced in the frozen air. How come he had not noticed them before? Somebody was killed. He pushed him. Take him. Train rattle squeezed out the last drops of sanity. Blurred silhouettes, impregnated with human justice, surrounded you. Is this the end? The alarm went off. You face a new day with the weakness in his legs and throbbing headache. All night long, he had been haunted by a painfully familiar nightmare. Oh. However, when he woke up, all tangible images dissolved, leaving only a nasty precipitate? Something like that. Don't judge me, Nee. It's been a long day. No, I'm not judging. I'm sorry. I just... when someone says a yummy drink, I think it's gonna be like a juice or like a soda or something. When you said bourbon, I was like, oh. I feel like I was drinking sake right now. Let's all cheers. I have my little milk tea with me. Cheers. I bumped it on the mic. I don't know if you guys heard that. What's your favorite drink, Turkey? He's in limbo. He is in limbo. I wonder if he's... But if you're in limbo, would you like have so many scenarios happening to you? I thought you were like nothing happens. Like it's just nothing, right? I wonder if he's like dreaming in chapter 3. Like this is all just dreams. His body led him to the kitchen in search of caffeine. Okay. Let me skip through this. His dad's an asshole. So I'm trying to like click through it real quick to like get to the other parts. You don't have to go to office today. Get some rest. Okay. I'll try going to work again, but I won't follow the doppelganger. Not gonna lie, tie between apple sake and a soft hard lemonade. Strong or weak, just be sweet, you know? At there's like a sushi place that me and my coworkers like to go to sometimes, and sometimes they'll get like sake bombs. So it'll be like I'm trying to think what they mix it. It's like sake mixed with like I think like another drink, and I'm trying to remember what the other drink is. And you're supposed to like basically just drop like the sake shot basically in it or something. I forgot exactly. Oh, actually no. I think it's sake with another alcohol. I might be wrong. That's just what it reminded me of right now. Lemonade is really good. The child cheering with a milk tea. Precious. It's at least strawberry milk tea, okay? It's... I'm not a child. I just I just like milk tea. When I go out with coworkers, I just do little cheers with my water cup usually. My coworkers get mad at me because sometimes they'll be like, oh man, I got really fucked up this weekend. And they'll be like, yeah, I got really fucked up too. And I'll be like, oh my god, yeah, same. And they'll look at me with this like look. I'm like, shut up. Let's see. He believed that the disease manifests itself the most fiercely when he went to bed. I wonder if the disease isn't just like a physical disease, but also like a mental disease, right? Because if he had this nightmare of like... So if he had this nightmare of him following like a happy doppelganger and witnessing his death and being blamed for it, then like... I wonder if he has just some sort of mental illness that like worsens when he's asleep because he dreams about it, right? And when you're in bed, usually, right, like when you're in bed, you kind of like just think about things until you fall asleep, and oftentimes you think of like the worst things, right? Or not the worst things, but like embarrassing things, or you like the night time is the easiest time to overthink and to get anxious, right? So I wonder if he has like a mental disease as well that he feels like hits him the hardest when he's like in bed about to fall asleep. Because then that could also make sense too, because he might think that he has a, like, for example, maybe what had happened after going through that whole dream is that maybe he has the dream of getting a wife and child one day, and most likely the wife being with Dorina, and with him being accused of killing his doppelganger, I assume he subconsciously thinks that, like, oh, he can't have that life because he's gonna like ruin it himself. Like, he's self-sabotaging his life. I don't know if that makes sense. That's what I've gotten so far. But maybe I'm like overthinking a little too much. But that's what the vibe I'm getting so far. That's a sake bomb. The rat. Typically you do it with the good beer, but I think beer tastes like pennies. Oh wait, hold on. Come on, you act like a literal child a lot of the time. That's what I get from the stories you tell, at least. Okay. I feel like it's a good way for me to keep kind of like my youth, you know? You know, I feel like I can be very childish, like, what if I need to be, you know? Because it just makes a lot of stories funnier. I can be serious. I can be an adult, though. I just choose not to. But Kuma's that coworker that gets mama bear mentality towards. A little bit sometimes, to be honest. Yesterday. I think he was afraid of being accused of a crime. My bad. That's his worst fear or something. You said that if you aren't the prime of your life, you're still youthful, my dude. I don't know. I'm going through like a quarter life crisis right now. That makes you think you're not youthful. Not trying to say like, oh, I'm so old or anything, but you know, like as you age, especially because, you know, fun fact, my birthday is actually gonna be coming up in like a month or so. My birthday, it's on I don't know if you've seen, it's on my Twitter. My birthday's on October 6th. So I'm turning 1 year older. So every time I see that number go up, I'm like, oh my god, it's another year. Yeah, Kumo, you're literally a child compared to me. Only info I'm retaining is that never trust a girl named Dorina. Dorina low-key's like, no offense to anyone out there named Dorina, but low-key's like an ugly name. I don't think I'd name, like, Marina sounds really cute, but Dorina sounds like okay. Oh, October gang, woo, yeah, we're Libras. If you care about zodiacs. Oh my god, I had my aunt one time tell me, she goes like, hey Kumo, like when's your birthday? I'm like, oh, October 6th. And she's like, oh, that means you're a Libra, right? And I'm like, yeah. And then she goes, Libras are like one of the most boring people out there. And I go, oh. I was like, why do you have to attack me like that? I'm born in December, and December's cool, a cooler month, therefore my birthday is better. Yeah, but December's so cold. And it's like Christmas season. Wait, do you get double presents then, or do you get like just the same amount of presents? Because I've heard some people be like, "Oh, I get extra presents for like Christmas," and I've heard other people be like, "No, like I get less, or like I get the same amount of presents that everyone else does," kind of thing. I don't know. October has it's the spooky season with all the fall and the ghosts and Halloween. Your month has my favorite weather, Ozma, and I just wish it snowed in the Midwest. Doesn't it snow out there? I thought it snowed more frequently. At least, because for sure it does not snow where I'm at. I think the last time I saw it snow was like, or not saw it snow, but like I saw snow in general was like maybe I was like, I think I was like 6 or something last time I saw snow, and I usually have to drive a good like 6 something, sometimes 7 hours to go see like real snow or something. But low key, I wish it did snow here. That'd be cool. Bro, Halloween is dead in the West. Depression. Ooh, I've only seen snow 3 to 4 times, I believe, all when I was younger. Let's just all go on a snow trip. We'll just see snow for once. My city didn't get any snow at all. Didn't get any snow all winter, and then a random snowfall in April for like a day. Midwest is bipolar AF with this weather. What the heck? Okay, time to move on. Yeah, so we can go skiing together. Yeah, I've never been skiing, but it looks really exciting. My sister, wait, real quick. My sister, one time, fun story, she almost left me to die in the snow. Because I threw a snowball at her. Because, okay, so I was like a kid, right? And when I was 6, you know, a 6-year-old is not tall. A 6-year-old is like 2 feet, you know, so whatever, however tall a 6-year-old is, right? Waiting for them to kick Kuma out of ski because of height requirements, thinking she's a kid. No! Yeah, so when I was like a kid, right, my parents took us to like a snow lodge or something. I think it was a snow lodge, or I forgot exactly what it was, like something out there, right? And on our way back, they were like, "Okay, kids, just play in this field. Your last like hoorah, basically, before we have to go home to where there's no snow." And so where we parked was like on top of this hill, and there was like a hill going downwards, and we had one sled. And so my sister and I go down this hill on the sled, and I get off the sled. We both get off the sled, and then like I can kind of feel myself sinking a little, but I was like okay. And I threw a snowball at my sister, and she got really mad at me, and she basically was like, "Oh, I don't want to play with you anymore." So she gets on the single sled we have, and she basically like goes back up the hill with the sled and leaves me downhill. And I'm like, "Wait, no, come back." You know what? And I start trying to walk, and then I realize slowly that like the snow is actually incredibly deep, and with every step I take, I go kind of deeper and deeper. So at first I started kind of like waist deep in the snow, but then as I kind of kept trying to like walk like towards my sister to try to get back up, like I ended up being almost like a little bit below shoulder length, kind of like a little bit like near my armpits, and I started freaking out, and I was like, "Oh my god, please, like come back down." Like I need that, like I'm gonna die down here. And I can feel like it getting so cold, and I've never felt like the panic like how I did in that, because you know, you're like, as a kid, right, you're like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die." And my sister refused to come down this massive hill with a sled, and I started like screaming, basically being like, "Please come back." And my mom eventually was like, "Go help your sister," you know, like, "Go get her." And she reluctantly came down, and she was still so mad at me, and she was extra mad at me that she had to come and save me. And I was like, what the fuck? She would have left me to die if she had the choice. Huh. If she's so small, I'm probably too small too. Yeah, see, me and Azza, we're like same height, so you can't make height jokes because it applies to her too. Oh wait, I didn't read the last part. I just realized the last part was like a new sentence that I haven't read. Something about him going through a new route or something. He would walk through the park or that patio or the arch by which he used to run so often. All that in order to somehow distinguish between days. Otherwise, everything merged into one endless stream. He remembered that it was the last working day before the holiday when he came up to the office door. No. Entering the office, you noticed that Frank was not there. He grinned at the malicious. He grinned at that maliciously for some reason. He found a new batch of documents on his table. Wait, I just remembered something. Didn't the boss say that Frank was like his nephew or something, right? Something along the lines of that. So does that mean Frank's his cousin? So that just kind of changes the relationship that we think they have, right? Right? He said nephew, right? Or was it like friend? I forgot exactly what he said. He found a new batch of documents on his table. Pinning his name tag on his jacket, you got to work. The work did not take as much time on the last working day. He easily sorted out insurance files and like a clerical deity, right? Decided that the client's fate, deciding who was to receive payments and who had mutilated himself with the purpose of deception. Having gone through most of the papers, he came across an extremely familiar storyline. Insurance form. Life insurance. Form 42. Fractures, serious illnesses, and death. Insurance does not cover self-inflicted injuries, self-inflicted infection, or suicide. Oh. Date of insurance. March 23rd. March 29th. Day of death. April 5th. Insurance sum. 203 500 coins. Salary. 15,000 coins. The client was an insurance agent. He bought a train ticket. Wait. The client was an insurance agent. He bought a train ticket, later to be found under its wheels. Witness testimonies varied. According to some testimonies, he was pushed down onto the track. According to the other, he stumbled. Since the gap between the date of insurance and the date of death is so small, there was a note on the file indicating a suspected suicide. All risks were borne by the office that makes the final decision. Oh my god. Cousins and media are either your best friend or your arch enemy. No in between. Be wary. I can't remember things very well right now. Fried Ozza. Deep fried Ozza's tasty. Jesus Christ. Yo, pause Ozza. Oh, am I accepting or declining his insurance? Is that what it is? I'm gonna accept it. You confirm the insurance payout to his metaphysical colleague. What guided him when making such a decision? Did it evoke his sense of justice, compassion, selfishness, or maybe shame? I am sorry. No. You do not have an answer. You completed his work earlier than planned. Satisfied, he carefully unfastened his name tag and put it in front of himself. A confusing question went through his head. What's next? It was Yu's first holiday, and it seemed he did not even plan what to do during the long-awaited vacation. He took his time, cleaned up his desk, and went to his boss's office. He formally knocked a couple of times on the door and appeared before his father. Is there anything else to do? Can I go? Oh, okay. I thought it was like the conversation. Is there anything else to do? I'm gonna be a hard worker. I'm gonna prove that I'm a hard worker, Dad. Is the agent your doppelganger, or have multiple been off? It's I think the agent is a doppelganger. Yummy insurance. If you have processed the last papers, then you need to fill out the statements. I already have. Wait, has your holiday just started? Look at the time. Is it the end of the workday? Oh, it is the end of the workday. You can go. I just missed you. I will work some more. As you wish. Take it easy on coffee. You took a folder with the statements and turned to leave. Fearing he might appear too soft, the father added, I do not need a stroke here. Oh. A satisfied smile flashed through Yu's face. I know, father. Wait, is this a good ending? Oh, the music's kind of loud. So this is a good ending, right? Good ending. Okay. This is a good ending. Make your dad proud, even though we all know the parental neglect and distance will never fix, no matter what you do. It's too late to have that that thing relationship. Okay. So we're putting the story together. Okay, let me see real quick. Chapter 3. I just want to see real quick what happens if I deny that insurance claim. Can I skip through this, please? I'm gonna be like one of those clicking games. I'm trying to click as fast as possible. Sound like a Hotline Miami beat for a second. I know. I was like, oh, interesting. I wonder if there's more information of his last son. Or like his other sons or something. What if I rested? Actually, I'll go this route real quick. Okay, I'll try. You went to his room and sat down at his desk. He took a pen and then remembered that he left his diary at work. You took some letters out of the drawer which had not been sent for some reason. He took one of the letters and added a few lines to it. Remember, when grandfather made me listen to a rhythmic beat in the air, it is the heartbeat of a gigantic whale who swallowed our universe, and I believed him. What about you? You said it was just the train wheels wobbling. So I decided that the whale had died a long time ago, which is better than it being just a fantasy. Do you understand? Asking you this is easy on paper. Asking you this is easy on paper because you will not answer me. Wait, I have to reread that one more time. Hold on. Remember, when grandfather made me listen to a rhythmic beat in the air, it is the sound of a gigantic whale who swallowed our universe, and I believed him. What was that? Oh my god, what about you? You said that it was just the train wheels wobbling, so I decided that the whale had died a long time ago, which is better than it being just a fantasy. Do you understand? Asking you this will be easy on paper because you will not answer me. Oh my god. That's a lot of information to kind of take in, to be honest. Sorry, I'm like rereading it in my head. I'm trying to like piece everything together. Okay, so this has to obviously like connect with the agent. I wonder. His name being you does not help with reading, but no, it does not. The heartbeat could be hammers in the factory, adding to the TB thing. It says it's the train wheels wobbling. So I wonder if like he has a connection with trains. Or like a fear of trains maybe? Because if he had a dream where someone died to a train. Because even in the dream it did say like you hear a whale's heartbeat. Right? And that kind of makes sense with this because the grandfather told him like, oh, it's just a whale's heartbeat. But I think the moment he realized like, oh, it's not. It's just like a train, that it like added to fear of like, oh, this isn't real or something. It's just like a dangerous thing, you know. The whale had died a long time ago. So yeah, I think once he realized like, oh no, like my grandfather was lying to me, like once he kind of was like, you know, when you grow older and you're like, oh, there's no Santa Claus, there's no this and that and everything, right? You kind of like become a little more like numb to the things around you, you know. I think that's probably what happened to him, where he's like, oh, it's not real, like this is what it is, it's factual, you know. Do you understand? Asking you this is easy on paper because you will not answer me. That's kind of like crazy, I think. Like you're writing something, because usually when you write too, you hope you write something that you'll understand. And I feel like he has a very strong idea of like self-understanding. But then at the same time, it looks like he has a portion of himself that like doesn't know what's going on with him. I like trains. Trains are cool. I want to ride like like a nice classic older train with like for example, there's a train that goes from all along the west coast. I think it's the Starlight or the Star Rail train, something like that. And it starts like somewhere in Washington and ends, I believe, in like LA. And I want to go on it so bad because like it's like a little passenger train and it looks so cool. Like I want to be on it so bad. And like the trains are here, they're like okay, they're not bad, but I want to go on that one because it looks like an older kind of train. There's no Easter Bunny. There's just not. There's, oh my god. There's no East Bunny. There's not a heartbeat whale, and there's no Queen of England. I knew that's what the reference was gonna be. Well, technically, right now there's no Queen of England. It was an ASDF reference, Kumo. I don't know. Or about trains, TBH. I know when he goes like, I like trains, and everyone dies, right? Because every time he says like, I like trains. I think they made a song about it, right? Adding those lines, he felt like he had completed something important and would allow himself to take a nap. Once he dozed off, he heard a knock on the door. Megamind aged so well with that. Any unexpected knock on the door or telephone call could evoke severe paranoia in you. I'm sorry, I can't type. It's okay, I can't type either. Because the knock on your door is louder and more alarming than any other door. In a moment, there was a rustling of envelopes slipping into the mail slot of the front door. I'll go to the front door. I'll be adventurous. Once he got up, his sleepiness was gone. Sorting out a stack of utility bills, he found a letter addressed to him. It was a letter from the sanatorium where he had we had undergone treatment that summer. Dear Mr. Yu, I'm afraid I have to inform you that you were misdiagnosed due to a serious mistake on my part. Your disease has a close form and the possibility of airborne or droplet transmission is excluded. To put your heartbeat at ease, you can follow the precautions recommended to you earlier. However, I assure you that your disease is only focused on you. Accept my sincerest apologies. Your attending physician, K. Interesting. Okay. So first, I'm told that I have... Well, I mean... Actually, how would that make me feel better? Because either way, the doctor is not saying like... The doctor's not saying like, oh, you're actually not sick. It's just saying like, oh, you're the only person that'll be sick. You can't infect anyone else. I mean, I guess it would kind of make me feel better, right? But like... Still, it still means that you're suffering with this on your own. Like you know, like in a kind of like a little bit of a messed up way. Like you're dealing with this illness on your own, and no one else can share that same pain. Is that what I'm pretty sure is? I feel like that's what the meaning of this letter is in the story. I might be wrong though. Maybe I'm like getting the wrong message from this. What about Max then? That's true, but maybe Max just has the same illness. Or, because Darina also says she has the same illness as him. I smell a lawsuit for failure to diagnose. I know, where's... I gotta grab that bag. So is everyone just getting this disease? Because Darina says she has the same disease as you. And is Max just getting... Well, I don't know. Let's see. It would mean a little to a healthy person. It would mean little to a healthy person. But to you, that news turned everything upside down. The disease got quiet. That time it did not try to get out. Having used you as a disposable case, it was snugly snoozing. You took a shower, washing away the fuss of the last days, and decided to go to work. You do not tell anyone about this, but I'm going to tell you confidentially. Oh, he believed that the disease manifested most fiercely when he went to bed. That was why you did not like to sleep. Okay. This part I read. In order to control himself... Okay, I read this part already too. You'd like to alter his route to work every now and then. He would walk through the park or that patio or the arch by which he used to run so often. All that in order to somehow distinguish between days, otherwise everything merged to one endless stream. Okay, he remembered that it was the last working day before the holiday when he came up to the office door. Entering the office, you noticed that Frank was not there. He grinned at that maliciously for some reason. He found a new batch of documents on his table. Okay, I'm at the part where I kind of left off from. Penny's name tag, you went to work. Could they be fucking with you since they say that you're sick? It wouldn't spread. Oh wait, hold on. I think it makes you feel better because it would spread, but it seems like you'd have a reason, because it wouldn't spread. Oh my god, wait, hold on. I think it makes you feel better because it wouldn't spread, but it seems like you have a reason to not like many people, and that's not gonna lie. Yeah, I think I have beef with kind of everyone, especially myself. Could they be fucking with you since they see that you're sick? Maybe they think like, oh, haha, they probably look at me or at you. Sorry, they probably look at you and like think like, oh, he's like ill. He has probably some sort of anxiety and depression, like a mix of both maybe. And like, since we've kind of learned that every time we kind of try to stand up for ourselves, it leads to like some bad ending. So most likely you like is a very passive person, a very meek passive person. So that's probably why they like take advantage of me and like, or of you and, you know, like bully him around. This game hurts my head. I know. Because Max is the one who gave you an evil smile and is taking your girlfriend. Yeah. I'll replay that. Well, actually, I don't know. I already kind of played everything with Max's story. Okay, I'm going to deny the payment this time and see what happens. I'm going to decline it and see if something bad happens. You refuse an insurance payout. Figured he had guessed the dead man's motives correctly. What guided him when making such a decision? Did it evoke his sense of justice, arrogance, selfishness, or maybe envy? His desktop got empty. He completed his work earlier than planned. Yet he was dissatisfied. Desktop? I thought this was like an older time setting. He felt that he had missed something. Not knowing what to do with himself, he went to his boss's office. He politely knocked a couple times on the door and appeared before his father. Can I go? Can I go? I processed all the papers. Taking the question as insolence, his father glanced at the calendar, then at the clock. You are dismissed. Not quite realizing what to do next, you pause to think. You can go. Picking up his things, you left the office. Was he really on holiday? Interesting. I got an achievement called Gigantic Whale. As soon as he stepped over the threshold, he felt unwell. Wait. His chest rattled like a moving train. Oh my god. It's like a Eurobeat kind of thing. It seems that my headache just now lets me be free, so I can open my eyes. Okay. Let me go through. Okay, so I played through both endings of chapter 3. Let me do this other thing real quick. These OST choices are charting about bangers, but what? I know. Okay, let me see if I can like skip through this real quick. I want to see what happens if I just go straight to, or actually if I go meet Dorina, or yeah, Dorina, like she asked, and I don't beg her to stay with me. Oh, I just realized the other person snoring in the building is probably dad. I generally wouldn't be surprised if this game decided to throw bitch boy on here for no reason. It's okay. I understood what you meant. Oh, there's a whale on it. I just realized too. Oh, that's interesting. I like that there's like a whale in this as like symbolism. I'm gonna read the letter. Oh, I'll read the letter, Turkey, so you can see how I was dubbed. Dear you, my doctor's suspicions are confirmed. I have the same disease that struck you. I thought it over and decided that we needed to break up. It may seem that something like that should bring people closer, but it would be unfair to myself. We can have our last date on the morning of April 3rd in the Seafront Cafe, and then I will leave Connaught and go abroad. He felt dizzy. I'll go to the cafe. Since I'm he's not gonna do. He tried to squeeze out a tear, see if he's still capable of showing emotions. Alas, he just welled up a little. He decided that it was because he had drunk a large amount of coffee, which dehydrated his already dried up. I wonder if he has some sort of like, what's the word? When you have difficulty connecting with people? I know there's a word for it. Because it's clear too, we see throughout some of the interactions that he just kind of, it's awkward when he talks to people. Like, he doesn't know quite what to say or what to do, you know? Like, the options we get are very limited, you know? And I wonder if he wants to desperately have, like, a relationship with someone, but he just has no idea how to execute it or how to even, like, show the proper emotions. Yeah, no, fuck that last date. I got a bit more dignity than that. Maybe you could have Asperger's. Oh, he might actually. He might have like. So he for sure has a physical illness, and maybe he has like a mental illness too. So he's just a troubled guy. Like, you already dumped me. What would even? What would we even do that to make? Oh my god, what would he even do that would make a date instead of a failed meet cute? I wonder if like like for example, Darina is leaving Connaught, and you feels like they're stuck in Connaught, right? Or at least they live in Connaught and they have made no effort of like leaving or anything, right? And so Darina is going against like Connaught of like, oh, I'm leaving, so I like essentially she can't. You know, she can leave Connaught, you know? I don't know if that makes sense. But like she's doing something that he probably doesn't feel brave enough to do. She probably had no idea how much he appreciated her starting the conversation. Usually you relate. You. I am tired. I hope you understand me. But he did not. Having overcome his anxiety, he squeezed out a handful of words. Okay, so I asked her. So last time I asked her to stay, I like died. So we're gonna agree with parting. He seemed to be ready for such an outcome and did not hold a grudge against her. Nodding goodbye to her, you hurried to work. He was almost there when he saw his boss enter the office building. He took it as a personal failure, although his watch showed that he still had several minutes. You had barely gotten into the office when he noticed two male silhouettes behind him. He turned around and saw his boss and a man he had never seen before, a little further away. To avoid unnecessary explanations, he took a badge from his table and pointed to it. Yes, despite the fact that there was no live communication with clients, the work charter required wear a name tag, probably to remember your name. Oh, wait. Wow, that's a very unusual name. Nice to meet you. It is the only unusual... Oh, it's the name of the title. It's the game title. It is the only unusual detail of my life. An awkward pause hung in the air. The boss standing behind Frank frowned and cast a reproachful glance at you. Frank is our security guard starting today. Who? We have nothing to do. A security guard. Some of my important documents are missing. There are only 2 of us. What kind of documents? That I cannot tell you. You mean you suspect me? No, I do not. Eliminating any opportunity to continue the conversation, the boss turned around and went to his office. The room plunged into silence. You got down to some clerical work. You was sitting... Oh, okay, and then we're back at this part where you was sitting at a sturdy desk, imagining again and again how the shelves stocked with books on the jurisprudence would break loose due to their own weight from friable concrete and break his head. Roll credits. Ding. Frank seems cool. Yeah, he seems alright. I think we got a bad impression of him like first time. Allowing himself a little break, you took his diary from his table drawer and made a note. I never took a plate of soup at school lunches, even when I really wanted to. I was afraid to spill. Okay. And I'm rereading all this, but I just kind of want to see if there's anything different. You resume work. There was a resulting... Oh, there was a rustling in the janitor's broom closet and a trill of birds outside the window, more accurate than the clock. Okay, chapter 2. Okay, I'm already at chapter... Did I do every option in chapter 2? Cough. Cough, cough. Excuse me, I wish I could narrate a little faster. Oh, excuse me, I wish I could narrate a little faster and keep you from getting bored, but it's difficult in my condition. So it's interesting because he knows that he's telling someone something. Right? But then I guess he also wants us to kind of feel... I wonder if his name really is you. Or... I accidentally nicked myself. I'll be... Oh, I hope you're okay. I hope you're able to put a band-aid on it. Such violation of personal boundaries, it seemed, was about to put you out of your temper. Okay, if I take... Because if I snatch it back, he dies. So if I take it... Let me see if anything else comes up. Here, take it. I was curious. In a moment, you hid his diary in the drawer of his desk. I'm sorry if I offended you. The incident seemed to be over, but Frank's intrusive nature got to the better of him. Can I ask you a question? Why does everyone in your notes die? Wait, I want to read this answer again real quick. Perhaps the lack of communication affected you. Unexpectedly for himself, he answered the question directly. I'm not sure, but it seems to me that the desire to kill a self-protagonist in the text takes roots in the desire to alienate the described situations from a real self. I wonder if this is like his way of like trying to like deal with himself, like if he's just... I'm so bad with words. Like he's writing all of this hoping to figure out, trying to plan himself out, or trying to plan like, okay, this is what I'll do, or maybe I can do this in the next situation, and he just kind of keeps writing things to figure out what to do, and if he doesn't like it, he just kills off the character or kills off the self-protagonist, right? Like, because in every bad ending so far we've gotten, usually someone dies, and I wonder if that's... I wonder... There might be like a weird like long shot maybe, but like if people die so easily in his stories, I wonder if that shows how much he thinks a life is worth, if you know what I mean. Because clearly we can see that he has a lot of self-loathing and he doesn't like his own life. So every time something goes wrong and he doesn't respond in like a quote-unquote proper way, then he dies basically, or someone else dies. And I wonder, either he dies or someone else dies because of him. And I wonder if that's because he feels like he can't contribute anything to life or society or to anyone else's life. Instead, he just contributes like harm. So I wonder if in his head, he's like, well, why should this character live if they haven't done anything? Just kill them. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if that's maybe what's going on here. But there's been a, not you type misunderstanding your workplace. But it says there are only like 2 of them. I wonder, like, you go get these papers, and then like you stands up like, no, not you, what the frick? I'm back. Welcome back. I hope your cut is okay. It's kind of like, what's that movie of like, is it a Rush Hour movie? I think it's Rush Hour 3, where like, I forgot the actor's name. One of the actors goes up to like one of the Chinese guys and he goes, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm not you, I'm me." And then like, well, like who's me? And then, or who's you? And he goes, "That's you, I'm me." Like I don't know if you guys know what scene I'm talking about, but it's like one where like these two people are named you and me, and they kind of get into like a fight of like, who's you? You, me. And yeah. Random thought. How does you do possessive words? Like possessive with Kumo's keyboard? Or I'd say your keyboard if I'm talking to you. I don't know. Use you. Use? I think it's just use. Or it's use. That, like, that keyboard is use. I think it's use, right? But use keyboard sounds wrong, and saying your keyboard sounds like your use keyboard. I think it's use, right? Because in this case, you isn't like the pronoun of, or not the pronoun, but the subject of you. It is instead like the name. So the apostrophe would still stand, right? Because you is the person or the object of the sentence, right? I don't know if that makes sense, but I think it'd be use, even though it sounds weird. The office phone rang. Let me see if I can pick it up this time. Answer the call. Can I pick you up? As soon as you came up on the phone, the ring stopped. Ugh, I can't pick it up. I want to see if I can keep trying to answer it, but I feel like it's going to like lead into a loop. I think I've kind of played all... I'm trying to think of what options I haven't picked yet. Go to bed. You can give me the papers tomorrow. I recognize a familiar face. Eli made a welcome grin appeared on his face. So, but why am I so happy to see Max? If Max is like a piece of shit. If I were your father, I would have fired you a long time ago. What will be left for me then? So I guess he only finds really self-worth in his ability to work. And to make his father proud. Which is so sad. Max answered with a question. Do you want me to take your shift? And then yes, I think he dies. And no, thank you, I continue. That sounds right. I never hear or read the word use you again. I will be saying thou and thee from henceforth. Are you aware Max is a piece of shit at this point in the plot? No. At this point, I don't. Because if I do yes... I'll just do yes real quick. I'll show you what happens if I do yes. They will let me go, but there's still a lot of work to do. They let me go, but there's still a lot of work to do. Okay. I'll talk to your father. Don't you dare. See, he's like snitching me out, which is rude. Max had a fit of grunting cough, to Yu's surprise. Max tried to hide it very hard, but you noticed blood on his palm, which he quickly hid in his pocket. He decided to play along with his old friend, pretending that the latter had not given his secret away. Max tried to quietly wipe the traces of blood with his handkerchief, the corner of which was still visible from the pocket of his coat. The handkerchief was way too familiar. It was Darina's handkerchief. And that's why I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch, you're sleeping with my girlfriend. And then, oh, okay, so yeah, if I click what was that, we basically fight and he dies. If I don't say anything, don't show, then I think I go back into the office building. Let me see. You said goodbye, refusing his favor, and went away. Coming home, you could barely stand on his feet. Notwithstanding his lack of sleep and fatigue, he could not fall asleep. Shit, I mean, are thou aware? The day flashed in his head on repeat. As for the breakup, he did not see himself as a victim. On the contrary, the entire time during his relationship with Drina, you wondered, why did she love him? Drained of all strength and weak in spirit from birth. He did not anymore. Dizziness and pain subsided. At some point, at some point, he even thought about calling a doctor just to make sure that he was still alive. But sleep took its toll. Chapter 3. The alarm went off. Okay, I think I've played through every option of this game. Let me just I'm like kind of going through and double checking. His body left in the kitchen. Then, okay. Clicking through this again. But I think I did play through every option so far this game. I kind of like this game. Even though it's just like a typical point and click game, it's very deep, I think. Like, I don't know. I'm a fan kind of like the layered storytelling. Very short. Yeah, it's kind of a short game, but I don't mind. Oh, I didn't mean to go. Oh fuck. Actually, no. Hold on. I wanted to rest because I remember there was another option I didn't go through. Can I? If I exit? Oh no, I have to like keep going. I have to keep going. I mean, I don't like a TBH. I kind of like it. I like, I don't know, maybe become a little bit of a nerd, you know, but I kind of like games where I can like analyze a little bit of what's going on and like piece things together. It makes me feel like I'm working out my brain a little. When I was in high school, I had this class that was a very specialized class for like basically like it was like philosophy practically, but not quite. And it was kind of like a mix of like philosophy and English class basically. And so I remember there was like one time where our English teacher was like, okay, like we're gonna study all of these different like literatures, and then at the end of the year you have to like within 20 minutes like analyze the literature basically. So we went through all the literature throughout the year and we wrote a bunch of notes, and we're expected to kind of like be able to like talk to our teacher about all the notes and like the basically like, the meaning of the literature, like all the like the symbolism, the character development, and like analytical stuff, all that kind of stuff, right? And there was one piece of literature we got. So some of them were like, for example, like books like To Kill a Mockingbird or Great Gatsby or like stuff like that, right? And then there was some other like pieces of like writing. There were like one was a poem. It was a 4-stanza poem, and each stanza only had 4 lines. So there wasn't much to work with, but I was able to fill a whole page of like analyzing this poem, and I was so excited. I was so like I was hoping I would be able to like do my final of like talking to my teacher about it basically, and being like, oh yeah, this is the poem, because I don't know, I was like, that'd be so cool if I could like analyze this whole poem and get a passing grade. But he picked the literature at random, so that way we couldn't like over prep for something, and I forgot what I ended up getting, but I was upset. I was like, man, I didn't get the poem. I'll accept it again. It's basically just a Telltale game, actually. Wait, hold on. I think you like the game I played through then. It's basically just a Telltale game. Okay, I'll definitely check it out then, because I still want to find other games I can play. I'll say I like the mentality of I'm not a victim when it comes to being dumped, cheated, since it can help with personal growth. But granted, the low self-esteem with the MC is not a great lens. Like, that can feel wrong when cheated on, but the I'm a victim mentality, especially now, can be slippery slope for guys to a less than positive behavior. As a firing shots at Telltale's peak. I think in this case, because usually like, oh, I'm not a victim is like really good mentality, but I think in this case he doesn't blatantly say it, but he doesn't feel like he's a victim because he feels like he's the aggressor, because he's like, why does she love me? You know, she's basically kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's true, maybe she didn't actually like him, maybe she was just with him because it made her feel comfortable to be with him, because I know some people want to be with partners who struggle with things because they want to be in that position of a caretaker, because then it's kind of like, I know for some people, I'm not saying it's for everyone, right, but I know for some people who are especially into people who have like mental or physical issues, right? Again, not saying that's for everyone, just I know there's some cases of this like being a thing, right? Where some people will get with someone, for example, who has like depression, and in their head they think, oh, I'm gonna cure this person's depression, and they kind of make the relationship all about them, because their mentality isn't like, oh, I'm trying to take care of my partner, is, oh, I'm gonna make my partner happy because they have me, and like, you know, like I make them happy, I'm gonna cure them, I like do this and that, like, you know, it kind of turns like the focus on, instead of helping the person, it's more of like, oh, how can I get this person attached to me so much and like obsessed with me, basically, right? Because that's what a lot of people end up doing, and sometimes they even belittle their partners by being like, oh, no one's gonna love you as much as I do, you know, that kind of stuff, right? Which is also how people get into like abusive relationships sometimes, right? So I wonder if that was kind of the case this time. Not that we got much insight into the relationship, but I wonder if Darina was with him only so she could kind of feel better about herself, because he has such low self-esteem and has all these issues going on, right? Maybe she was with him because he would probably treat her very well and everything, right? And so now that she's sick, she's probably like, okay, well, fuck this guy, I'm gonna take care of myself and like do what I want to do, you know? So I don't know if that's like what is going on here, but I think it'd be interesting if that like was the case, you know? I try my best to peak as possible 24/7. I think there's some truth to that. Yeah, I'm not saying, like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm like over what's the word, like I'm judging people, or like I'm saying like, oh, everyone's like this, but you know, there's like people who have that kind of mentality when they go into relationships with like people who have like something else going on, you know, like whether it's physical or mental. Agreed. Love Guru Kuma. Oh, Guru. I read Guru for a second. I was like, the reference to the thing? I don't know. That's how I feel, at least. What might be the case. That probably was also why Darina cut off her relationship so like fast with him. Because like, if she cared about him, where she was like, oh, we have the same illness, now we can kind of be there for each other, support. She's just like, no, like, she's like, I don't care, like, let's have one date. Like, clearly the date isn't, because how like kind of Turkey said earlier, like, why would you go on a date with someone who's planning to break up with you, right? Like, Darina probably knows, like, oh, he's gonna come see me because he loves me and everything, and I'm just gonna tell him, basically, like, it's probably more for her peace versus his peace, right? Like, she's probably like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna break up with him in person, and he's probably gonna be okay with it, and maybe he'll pay for my meal, like, you know, like that kind of mentality. Like, it's closure for her, but she's concealing it as like closure for the both of them. I can fix a mentality, but not a meme. Yeah. Satisfied, he carelessly invested. Oh, sorry, carefully. Okay, I think this is it. Confused question. What's next? Go faster! I wish this game had like a little speed version. Oh, I pressed can I go? Oh, that's fine. The unfortunate thing about helping close friends through stuff like depression and other stuff is that they often become more attached than they should and become dependent on me. Aw. Yeah, that's, I think the unfortunate thing that happens to like a lot of friends who try to be like a therapist or caretaker is that they like you're there for a few of their issues, and then all of a sudden they expect you to kind of be there for every issue they have, when you're also a human being, and you're like, I'm sorry, like, I can't balance my mental health and your mental health, you know? So I think you're right to some capacity. It's not even planning a breakup. You're already dumped. You aren't dating. It's just salt in the wound for MC. Almost like, I'm a good person for Darina. Yeah, I think it's basically just along that. Like, she wants to make herself feel better, and she's willing to make him feel bad about it. Like, I wonder if it's also like a shame kind of thing of like, oh yeah, we're going to the cafe, and because he obviously feels like to some degree like kind of like at least when, if you ask to stay in a relationship, he has like some layer of shame in there, basically. I don't know, this game is a lot deeper than I thought it was gonna be. I kind of like it. Based off like the reviews I saw this game, like some people didn't like this game at all, which I can see. I understand why. And then some other people like just said like, oh, it's a good game, just don't expect too much. But I kind of, I don't know, I didn't expect to have so many layers of like what's going on with this person. Oh wait, is this a new ending? It lasted, wait, hold on. It lasted until his double noticed him wiping a smile off his face. The end. Wait, I didn't read the other part. I just thought it was an end. Dang it. Self is higher than belonging in the hierarchy of needs. Is it? I forgot what the hierarchy of needs are. Like I know what it is. I always just forget like which is where. This song kind of goes hard. Options. Is there anything cool? Okay, no. I wonder how many endings there are to this game. Did thou for just real rapid click to a new ending and skip everything? I did. I think I only skipped like a little portion of the new ending. I don't know what options I picked that time. Being a friend therapist is it still makes me feel good though. So I don't think I'm gonna stop anytime soon. No, yeah, it's good. It's good to support your friends. Highly agree with that. Like it's good to kind of like sit down, talk with your friends, and just be like I hope this helps you. And then especially when your friends kind of be like, oh my god, thank you so much for all your help, like, and like they tell you like, oh yeah, like this worked or something like that. You know, like it feels nice to have a positive effect on someone's life. It's self-actualization, self-esteem, family and belonging, safety and security, and psychological needs. Oh, okay. It's really taxing. It is. Should I try to get another ending or should I call it a day at that? Because I feel like there's still more endings. I'll look on Steam actually, because every time I get an ending, I get an achievement. So I'll see how many endings there are. It's probably why I drink a lot, TBH. Oh, I'm so sorry, Asa. Here, let me see if I can check on Steam right now, actually, maybe. Because if I just need one more ending, then maybe I'll play. How do I check the achievements? Hold on. I always forget how to use Steam. I go on it and I just download games and I always forget how to use it. Oh, I got 50% of achievements. I got 7 out of 14. Oh, okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 achievements, and one's a hidden achievement. It's about balance. Only then can Asa become the avatar. Okay, let me. What do you guys think? Should I play this game tomorrow, maybe, and try to get the other achievements, or should I just do it right now? Phone thingy is probably the hidden one. Oh, maybe if I keep trying at the phone. Should I do it? I'm like tempted. What do you guys think? Because I'm totally okay too, playing this game tomorrow maybe, and like, it seems like these runs are pretty quick. I'm down. Do it now. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts. Okay. We'll do this. We'll do it again. Okay, let's do chapter starting on chapter 2. Cause that's where the phone is. I'm gonna see if that's the actual like hidden ending. Cover his nose with his hand. He went to the restroom. This game kind of reminds me of Slay the Princess. I have a couple playthroughs on that on my stream too, or my channel. And I don't even think I think I barely have like a quarter of the endings. Let's see. I'm gonna take mine. I think if I snatch it back, he dies instantly, basically. Give it to me. Here, take it. I was curious. Sorry, I'm like rubbing my eye. My model looks a little weird. I'm like, it's a little itchy. I'm gonna keep my silence this time. Frowning, you ignore the question of the self-stylized guard. Let me drink my milk tea more before it goes bad. I got it earlier, like around 7:30-ish. Actually, maybe it might be bad already. I don't know. How long can milk be out without... I think the ice just barely melted. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna answer the call. As soon as you came to the phone, the ringing stopped. He barely returned to his desk when the phone rang again. Answer the call. Okay, I'm just gonna keep skipping through it and clicking this. Ooh, I went shopping around 8 and I got a knife sharpener. Ooh, nice! As soon as you came... Okay. I want to get a knife, but I don't know. I'm so scared of handling knives. I want to be like badass and stuff and be like, oh yeah, I have a knife or something. Oh wait, I clearly remembered that there was definitely no answer. Where was I? Oh. Papers rustling. I will have to start again. Once upon a time there lived you. Oh, it just takes me back to the beginning. Interesting. Wait, I think I did get the secret achievement. Hold on. If I did, Azza, you're a fucking genius. I did. That was a secret achievement. 16.7% of players have this achievement. Nice. Okay, you get a sticker, Azza. Well, I literally nicked myself 10 minutes ago. So knives are fun, but and hot, but also dangerous. Kumo, a knife isn't gonna make your 4'9" self-intimidating. You don't know that. Wait, milk should only be left at room temperature for roughly 2 hours. Oh. What if there's ice? There's ice, right? It's okay. Yay, sticker! I'll give you... I'll hand... I don't have emotes yet on this. I can't wait till... hopefully at some point I get like monetized or something. Because then I'll be able to like have like emotes and stuff. And I can like give people little stickers. Be like, here you go. He was used to working at night. He was used to never having days off. That morning, the buttons of his shirt were fastened faster than usual. That was not by chance. The tear-off calendar boldly declared Friday, April 3rd. It reminded him that there were only 3 workdays before the holiday. There was no room for mistakes. His room in a communal apartment was not very big, so it did not take him very long to pack. Having to get dressed, he quietly walked past the neighbor's room into the hallway. Somebody was snoring loudly in the first room, which caused you to smile for some reason. He walked to the front door and accidentally stepped on a pile of letters, picking it up. Okay. As they become more cultured, every time you speak, knives are sexy. Thank you, Turkey. Okay, I think I've picked every option right for the letter, so I'm gonna do hurry to work. The trip to work took him several blocks. He considered early morning to be an extremely pleasant time of the day. Universal euphoria, although euphoria usually precedes inevitable death. As soon as he went to the park, he saw a kid in ragged clothes running away from a pack of stray dogs. His eyes caught a swiftly ticking clock hand. Okay, so if I help him, the kid's okay. So I'm not going to help him. I'm going to step back. It was unclear what had made you so anxious. Fear of dogs, or of being late to work. He distanced himself from reality, refusing to play any role except that of an outside observer. However, he had no chance to interfere. The picture of the kid falling down on the ground, breaking skin on his knees, flashed before his eyes. Then of the dogs, losing all interest in him after that. You immediately felt nauseous. Everything went dark, and it seemed to him that he was looking at himself through the eyes of the kid. Just like when he was a child. Deja vu. In order to justify his actions to himself, he took the handkerchief with his initials and handed it to the kid. Before the latter could say anything, you ran away to avoid further conversation. In a hurry, he went in the wrong direction, unaware of it until he ran into a locked gate on his way. He casually turned around and went to work. He was almost there when he saw his boss of the office building. He took his personal failure, although his watch showed that he still several minutes. He still had several minutes. Okay. He barely got into the office when he noticed two male silhouettes behind him. Oh, okay. Figuring they could have been introduced to each other, he turned to the stranger first. Let me introduce myself. You. My name is Frank. And you? To avoid unnecessary explanations, you took a name tag from his table and pointed to it. Yes, despite the fact that there was no live communication with the clients, the work charter required name tags. Probably to remember his name. Wow, that's a very unusual name. Okay, we're at this part. I wonder if the kid represents two things. I wonder if the kid in the story represents, like, is like a reflection of himself when he was younger. And if the kid also represents his potentially want for, like, a family, you know? An awkward pause hung in the air. The boss standing behind Frank frowned, approached and glanced at you. Okay. I wonder what was stolen. Deja vu. I've known I've been placed before, higher on the street, and I know it's my time to go. Calling you, and the search is a mystery. Right, that's how it goes. I wonder what's missing. I want to know what the paperwork are. I wonder if I can, like, figure out what that is. Amazing singing. I know, I have the voice of an angel. Okay, I read this part too. You should really come back to cannot. He said out loud. So there's a curious voice saying, "Who's coming?" You don't answer and continue reading. Okay. He felt dizzy. Oh, okay. What happens if I go to the cafe after I leave work? You hurry to the cafe. It is uncertain whether he actually wanted to find her there or hoped for the opposite. One way or another, when he was in the appointed place, Dorina was not there. However, he saw a familiar kid on the porch of the cafe's veranda. His injured knee was bandaged with a familiar handkerchief with Yu's initials on it. Yu's mind was clouded. The kid handed you his own handkerchief. What for? Keep it. Your nose is bleeding. The kid occupied himself with a scab on his knee. Okay, a new ending. Nice, okay. Who's coming? Not you. He's singled out. Damn. Wait, I kind of like the song too. I kind of like their choice of music. Okay. Let's do chapter 1 again. Okay, so that means let me just double check 2. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have 5 more endings to go. Speaking of coming, insert filthy joke here. This is a wholesome stream, okay? We're not talking about coming. I played a game called Off on my stream one time, and it's an older game, and I tried to spell my name, but I realized that I did it in all caps, and I was like, I just want to do it like under caps. And so I tried deleting it, but I couldn't figure out how to delete it. And the only letters I've written down for my name was K-U-M. And I'm like, no, I don't want to become I don't want to be known as that. And eventually I figured out how to take it off. It was an unusually usual day when he was getting ready to go to work. 2 hours sleep. Okay. You played off the better. I haven't finished it. I played a little bit of it and I decided to move on to a different game. But I'm kind of down, to be honest, to finish it. I love the OST, to be honest. That game has like great music. And I don't know, I love the fan art too of Off. Like the fan art is really sick. Okay, communal room. Okay, keep going, keep going. I forgot how far I got into the game. I think I got like an hour into the game-ish, maybe 2 hours. Okay, I'm gonna hurry to work. Oh, because I also gave that boy the handkerchief, right? So I'm gonna hurry to work, help the boy. Oh, yeah, actually, no, because then... Okay, I'll try. I'm gonna go to work, help the boy this time, and then go to Marina the cafe. Or Darina, I mean. You're my favorite now. No one I know knows about it. Just Amori and Undertale. Like, it's peak rate. No, it's, yeah, it's really... I remember when it got really popular on Tumblr, and that's how I found out about it. And I just remember seeing all the cool fan art about it, and, like, especially all the fan art with, Zachary and stuff, too. And it was just cool. I like the whole idea of it being, like, I'll help. Like, I like the whole idea of, like, purifying things, and it's not also, like, it's like it takes like a religious aspect, but it's not like Christianity religious. It's kind of like more like their own kind of take on it. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool, like the whole idea with it. Markiplier, yeah, Markiplier did play Off, and I think he's one of the few like big YouTubers that played it. Even though he had been scared of dogs since childhood, he was going to run to the kid's aid, but the latter stumbled and fell down on the pavement, and all the dogs lost interest in him. You had nothing to do with the outcome of events, but he was still filled with pride for his desire to help the boy that he did not even know. It made him come up with the kid, who was sitting on the ground with a bloody knee and toothless smile, not because of his fall, but due to his age. Yu was about to give the kid a handkerchief with his initials on it, when he noticed that it had fresh traces of his own blood, so he just asked, "Can I do something for you?" "Thank you, sir, but I'm okay. They did not mean to hurt me." At that moment, you saw his boss. Okay. On his way to the office, the thought of how strange it felt to be addressed as Sir bounced around in his head. Although he had passed a 30-year-old milestone, he felt closer to the kid with the bloody knee than to Sirs of any kind, even the least important of them. He went up three flights of stairs and found himself on the top floor. It was the office to the insurance company where he worked. The door unlocked. Was he late? He tried to walk in, but was stopped by a stranger. "Wait, where are you going?" Before you can give a proper response to the cad, his boss came up the stairs, struggling to catch his breath, and did it himself. "Let him in." They both entered the office, and the boss walked you to his desk, where he explained the situation to him in private. "That is Frank, my distant relative." Oh, okay, his distant relative. Okay. "He needs to do an internship, so he's going to work here for a while." If the kid was being chased by 5'4" wolves, this game would be amazing. I know. I have to remember I have to look for the game. There is a point and click, I think horror story that I know takes place of like a boy, I think, having to fight off a wolf, I believe. But I don't remember what it's called, and I don't remember where I saw someone play it, but I did see like a demo version of it. And I'm trying to remember who played it. But it looked really cool. Maybe I'll find it. Maybe because I know that one's like, I believe it was a horror game. I remember as a security guard. To avoid any further questions, the boss turned around and went to his office. I wish if I was blessed with the writing talent, I would definitely immortalize this. Changed? All I can think of. The night is great. Oh, maybe that's the game. I'll look it up. I'll figure out what game it was, and I'll see if maybe I can find who played it too, because I forgot where I watched it. I remember I saw someone play it, and I thought it looked super cool, but it was just a demo. Okay. Okay, skip. Who is coming? You do not answer and continue reading. Dear you. He felt dizzy. Go to the cafe. You hurried to the cafe. It is uncertain. Oh, okay, I already read this part. One way or another, when he was in the appointed place, Serena was not there. All emotions left you in an instant. He saw the kid on the porch of the cafe veranda. The kid was looking at him, squinting in an odd way. Why are you squinting? I'm not. I mean, I closed my eye on purpose. Go ahead, close one eye. You covered his right eye with his hand to humor the kid. Feels strange. Do not open it. I do to remember about the mercy that life bestows on us. You get used to having just one eye, and then it turns out you have another. Or here's another thing. Hold your breath. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. I don't know. I kind of like the little layers of this game. Death by child. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 more endings. Should I keep toughing it out? I'm trying to think of all the other combos I haven't done yet. Oh, I think that is actually... Hold on, let me do... Chapter 3. I think it's in Chapter 3. Let me see. The alarm went off. I prefer if you did, but do whatever you want to do. Okay. I'll go through it. Not that I mind, but I'm like thinking like, should I like separate this or should I not? All night long he'd been haunted painfully by a familiar nightmare. Okay, when he woke up, all Oh, actually, is it? Oh no, it is chapter 3. I was trying to think because I know he gets the mail at some point after he rests, and there's the option to go to work or to stand up to get the mail or stay in bed. And I think I clicked to go and get it. You look like shit. I'm like, so fucking dad. You got 3 decently quick. I don't know what else you have left. I have... Do you guys want me to tell you the names of what I have? Or what I... Oh, wait. Oh my god. The name of the achievements? Of like the last few that I need. I wonder how my other siblings like passed. Yes. Okay. So I have barking subsided, which I thought I would get with the boy, but I guess I didn't. So I have barking subsided, to lie down, to work, and broken hands. And I do remember when I have the interaction with Max, you counts all the fingers he has, which I thought was interesting. So I wonder if that ending corresponds with that interaction. You don't have to go to the office to get some rest. Okay. I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna sleep. He went to his room and sat down at his desk. He took a pen and then remembered that he left his diary at work. He took some letters out of the drawer which had not been sent for some reason. He took one of the letters and added a few lines to it. Barking subsided. I would never subside barking at some age. It's my #1 priority. I love the TikToks of like people who are like who jump around like dogs, kind of like they jump around like their toes and fingers and they go bark, 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 bark. And I don't know, I always think it's so funny, like especially when they speed it up because it looks fucking weird, but it's funny. Okay, knock at the door. Okay, I'm almost there. The absolute no chance. Okay, I went to the front door last time, I think. I'm gonna continue sleeping this time. It seemed to him that he had been tossing about in his bed, trying to fall asleep for several hours. He stayed awake, so he decided to glance through the delivered letters. He had already learned to enjoy his rubbery legs and dizziness. Looking through a stack of utility bills, he found the letter addressed to him. It was a letter from the sanatorium where he had undergone treatment that summer. Okay, and then the letter, his legs gave away under him, not because of weakness, but because of the sudden boost of energy. His heart pounded with the strength of a whale, but the speed of a shrew. He lay down on the bed, unable to withstand the rush of emotions. With an unusual smile on his face, he was staring at the ceiling. After a few minutes, he asked with horror, "A new chandelier? Wait, what?" Oh, okay, I got a new ending. So that's how I got to lie down. A new chandelier? At almost 2 a.m. I'm partially drunk. You expect me to be normal? Heart attack? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what a new chandelier would mean. No, but just impressive. The music's so loud in this game. I like it, but it just blasts in my ear. Okay, so let me see how many more I have. Okay, I have 3 more. Ooh, when do I talk to Max? Is that chapter 1 or is that chapter 2? I'm trying to remember. Here, I'll click chapter 2 and see if it's there. Yes, my barking is quite impressive, Turkey. I do agree. Maybe not. Maybe Max is in chapter 1. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. It's right here. Real quick, is there anything? Does he straight die? I forgot if there's any other choices. You know, I have to try under him, covering with his hands. Okay, never mind. I do just straight kill him. Okay. You. Okay. Do it again. Chapter 2. All this, like, coffee in the story kind of makes me want to have, like, some coffee. Okay, take yours. You sound like a snack. Give it to me. You take it. I was curious. In a moment, you hid his diary in the drawer of his desk. I'm sorry if I offended you. Okay. I'm gonna keep my silence again. Office phone rings. I'm gonna ignore the call. Ring. Start seeing dark spots. Holding down the railing. Okay. Go to bed now. You can give me the rest of the papers tomorrow. He did not have any strength to left to work anyways. Although he left for some things in the office, Yu was not in a hurry to go back. So, let me see which ending it is. Broken hands, I think, imply, like, is the description for that one is I lose my job basically. So I'm trying to figure out how to lose my job for this one. You livened a little welcoming grin appeared on his face. Hi Mac, why are you here? He's so mean. Okay, if I say yes, losing your job speedrun. Yeah, I'm trying to lose my job right now. Let me go, but there's still a lot of work to do. I want to see if like Max tried to quietly wipe the traces of blood from the handkerchiefs. The handkerchief was way too familiar. It was Arena's. What was that? I think what was that kills him. What do you mean? I have a cold. There have been draughts in my classroom for 3 days. He looked at his own hands, counting his fingers. Okay, this is the fingers part. Boring, but quite expected. They were all there. He was clearly weaker than his friend was, but having lost control of himself, he grabbed Max by the front of his shirt, which led to a clumsy brawl. Max pushed you against his shoulder in an attempt to break away. Because of an insult or uneven stones in the pavement, you lost his balance and fell down, hitting the curved back of his head. Okay, so it's not this one. He counted them again and again. What ending was that one? Oh, that one's old friends, counting fingers. Woo woo. Wait, hold on. A reply from a slightly buzzed turkey for those you get called a snack. Call me a snack all you like. I can show you which one of us is getting eaten up tonight. Ooh. Yes, turkey, that's amazing. Woo woo. I'm almost there. I have almost all the endings. I'm trying to think like. I think I've done all the endings in chapter 2. Or maybe not. How do I lose my job? I'm trying to think like which chapter do I go to lose my job? Let me try chapter 2 again. Let me see if there's anything else I can like risk there. Skip through. Okay, I take mine, so give it to me. And then I get it. God, I wish I could just I wish I could skip through most of the dialogue. Why would everyone in your notes die? What if I answer this time and then I talk to my friend? There might be a few dialogues where if you do nothing for a certain amount of time, something happens. Maybe. Okay, office phone rang. I have that one if I ignore the call. And then I go speak with Max. Okay. Took a while to recognize a familiar face. Eli went a little. A welcoming grin appeared on his face. Hi Max. So why are you not at work? If I were your father, I would have fired you a long time ago. What if I say no thank you? Is there another option I can pick to keep talking to him? No, I just quickly said goodbye and left. He heard some painful coughing behind. of a grin of satisfaction. He'd come home, he could barely stand on his feet. Notwithstanding his lack, okay, he could not fall asleep. The day flashed in his head on repeat. As for the breakup, he did not see himself as a victim. Okay. At some point, even thought about calling the doctor. Okay. Chapter 3. Okay. Maybe it's something in chapter 3. His body led him to the kitchen in search of caffeine. Despite the early hours, he found his boss to be there. How are you feeling? Oh, maybe if I approve the insurance claim, maybe of the doppelganger, and then go home early, maybe I might get the fired ending. A cup in used hand inevitably filled with bloody coffee. I'll go to work. I think I did all the options for rest. I'll go to work. Which are you missing again? I'm missing barking subsided, and the description for that one just says silence. To work says papers please, and broken hands is you is fired. There might be I read the part. Oh, I missed Turkey's thing of like, well, what am I missing? You'd walk on this route, okay. Entering the office, you notice that Frank was not there. He grinned maliciously for some reason. He found a new batch of documents on his table. Pinning his name tag on his jacket, you got to work. The work did not take as much time as last working day. He easily sorted out insurance files, and like a clerical deity, decided the client's fate, deciding who was to receive payment. Okay. Having gone through most of the papers, he came across an extremely familiar storyline. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna accept this and then ask if I can go home. I think with the barking subsided, you have to wait during the dialogue with the kid and the dog. Oh, maybe. Did it evoke his sense of justice, compassion, selflessness, or maybe shame? I'm sorry, no, you don't have to answer it. You completed his work earlier than planned. Satisfied, he carefully unfastened the name tag and put it on in front of himself. A confusing question went through his head. What's next? It was Yu's first holiday, and it seems he did not even plan what to do during a long-awaited vacation. He took his time to clean up his desk and went to his boss's office. He formally knocked a couple times on the door and appeared before his father. Can I go? Can I go now? I processed all the documents. The father glanced first at the calendar and then at the clock. It took a while to realize why someone was asking him that. Yes, oh, no, it's not a new ending. Okay. There was an awkward pause between the family members. To break the silence, he mumbled, "If there's nothing I can do, you can go." Okay. You picked up his things, unable to shake off the feeling that he was awkwardly saying goodbye to his workplace. Leaving the office... Oh! Actually, there's a new ending, right? Leaving the office, you notice the suspiciously familiar face of a person coming out of the opposite building. He was Yu's identical double. Oh wait, actually no. I think I got this ending, right? It says the deja vu continued. It lasted until his double noticed him wiping a smile off his face. Okay, that's the ending that I wasn't paying attention to. Dang it, okay. I promise I won't make any more jokes about me barking. Lie or loud, give it time. Bark. How do I get fired? Okay, I'll do chapter 1 and I'll do the thing with the boy. I'll like wait to see if like the dog barking ends. I'm gonna try to click as many times as I can to get through all the dialogue or the text. Cause I think the letter, there's not a lot of options to do. Hurry to work. Okay. If I just sit here, I'm gonna Kumi strike me as someone who can do really good bark impression. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna bark on stream. So if I just wait, is anything gonna happen? Maybe not. I wonder if any of the options are timed. Oh no, you don't have to. Sorry, no, it's okay. I don't think I've ever tried a barking impression though, to be honest. You don't want that soundbite at my disposal. I don't. I've seen what they've done to Bao the whale. I don't want that. I think I've done both these options already. I'm trying to think of all the things that come through. If I step back, maybe? Just like when he was a child. Deja vu. I mean, Bao was down was down bad as fuck for that Blade, the half worm from Other Rings. So she walked to that. She was, and then she's also thirsting over that other guy, the wolf guy from, I think, is it Uwa? I'm trying to think what the guy's from. But I know they even have they had a whole stream of like her being in court, being like, is Bao a furry? Oh, I think it is Zenless. Yes, despite the fact there was no... Sorry, I'm like trying to read through all this. I don't think any of this is new. The Wolfman from Zenless is also very hot. Kinda is. I want to know what's missing. I don't know if I can figure out what's missing. She's a furry. The court found her guilty of it. They did. I remember seeing that. Gang, I'm a furry if I want to lay with... Am I a furry if I want to lay the wolf guy? Yes. Okay, then there's the letter. Okay, so I went to see Marina right twice already. And at the cafe, so there's one where I saved the boy, one where I didn't save the boy, right? He felt dizzy. I'm going to stay at work because I think the cafe I've already done both endings. Newly appointed watchman dozed off his improvised post in an ordinary chair at the entrance of the office. You were sitting at his desk. Okay. Let's have a little break. You took from the that wrote a no. I never took a plate of soup. Feeling some satisfaction work, you can resume work. I think I will try to figure out the rest of the endings maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll play the stream tomorrow or something. Or I'll do like, if I stream tomorrow, I'll have like maybe like different small games back to each other or something. Are there any furries here besides me? Wait, hold on. Hold on. I'm not a furry. Who said I was? Just I'm not a furry. I know I've said some such shit about. You're an honorary furry. Yeah. Yippee. Your Wolf Among Us stream says, okay, no. That was different. I thought he was hot as a human form, and when he looks a little scruffy, you know, that's all I'm saying. I think he's attractive both ways. When he's a full wolf, though, that's when I back off. That's when I'm like, all right, Big B, that's too much, you know. But the first, his human form, and then the little scruffy form he gets, like, ooh, you know. None, Your Honor. Okay, if I take mine, yeah, I think I've already played through every section, so I have to figure out how to get the other 3 endings. I like low-key want to search it up, but I know I shouldn't. But low-key want to be like, what ending do I go? But I don't know if this game is even popular enough to like have a tutorial to it or anything, because this game doesn't have a lot of people playing. It only has like 400 reviews.
I suppose I will.
So yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I'll read through like some of the reviews to see how people got other endings. But right, I am to be alone with my thoughts for this tonight. Good night. Colors are comfy. And there's an achievement guide. I don't know if it's in English or Russian now. Okay, I'll look at the achievement guide and see like how to get them or something. But alrighty, guys, I'm gonna call it a night there because I'm all getting a little EP2 and I'm kind of tired. I went hiking today. And then I ate like a really fat burrito that kind of like knocked me out, to be honest. I was so tired and so full. I just slept for like 3 hours. And then after that, I'm going to go eat at an Olive Garden with friends. And I walked around the mall, basically, that it was nearby. And now I'm really tired. So I'll definitely stream tomorrow. So I'll probably finish up this game and maybe pick up like another short game or something just to like fill the time. But alrighty, that collar bit is just us goodbye at this point, Lamau. It's not a bit. I'm wearing one a lot of the time. But good night. A mile hike for regular people is 5K for Kumo because of the height disadvantage. Bro, the hike fucking was. Oh, the hike killed me. It was hard, but I did it. Yeah. But alrighty. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope everyone has a good night / evening or / afternoon, whatever time it may be. But okay. Good night. Have a good rest of your day, night, evening, everything else in between. Bye-bye.